Hello everyone and welcome back to Hogwarts Mystery. In the last one we got an idea of asking one of McGonagall's former students on how she is as a person. And we have to go and see Quirrell, as we can see, Professor Quirrell, who was apparently just out, more or less out of Hogwarts and just became a professor or something. Or he's been away and then came back, and for those who have seen the first movie, you also know which role he plays in that as well, because he was traveling around and he met certain people. Yeah. Indeed. It's an old movie, but I'm still giving the chance of watching it. Anyway, let's go to Muggle Studies, not studios. Muggle Studios. That sounds like a really funny, like, movie center or something. Anywho. Let's go and talk to Professor Quirrell. And see. Oh, this is very, like, modern day. Some of it is very modern compared to what we've seen, like, recently. But she sure is very interesting in all the items. Is that a rubber doggy? In that glass on the table? Wait, what? It's a saloon chair. And they had, like, leaning chairs or basking chairs as classroom chairs. Oh. I still find it amazing that Muggle studies are so, like, fantastic in their world, where it's so mundane in ours, and we rather want magic. Because it's kind of the opposite effect. And that's kind of interesting. So what is he actually studying here on the... Yeah, he's studying computers and tanks and... Oh my. And a lawnmower. Oh my. But I'm guessing this is going to be a regular subject that we can have at some point, which is going to be interesting. And then maybe we can talk more about the things there, possibly. Anywho, let's go and talk to Professor Quirrell. Professor Quirrell? Yes? Hey, I'm very bright. I haven't had the pleasure of taking your class yet, but I was hoping I could talk to you. Oh, she's looking at all the stuff. I thought it was something else she was noticing. But yeah, there's a lot of fantastic items in here. Wow, look at this place. I've never been in this classroom. So many fascinating objects. Muggles do have some eccentric obsessions. But don't we all? Oh, he looks so young in this one. He was a bit older in the movies. I don't know how much older, but a bit older at least. Though, funny you should notice. My own student interviewer, Marilla Knight, didn't seem as taken. No, but we are like a doe-eyed creature that just goes like, oh, look at this, can I touch it? That's our character. Marilla Knight is just like, will it help me in any way? No? Then I don't care. That's like, that's more Marilla style, I think. Maybe she's just, you know, distracted with her project? I would say she was decidedly the opposite, if I would say. Interesting character, that Miss Knight. Hard to say if she's good, bad, or something in between. Yeah, that's actually a good way to place her. Like, she's mean, she's sassy, but in the end she still does good things. She's kind of like this anti-hero kind of thing, because she still does dumb things, and probably something that will hurt her or her surroundings, but she does in the end still mean well. It's just don't always come across, you know? What do you think about Marula? She's definitely good. She got a bad side. Something in between is right. No. To be honest, I do believe she is good. It's just her environment that's kinda challenged her in so many ways, because as we know, her parents are in Azkaban, and she says there's no one living in her house, so she's basically been left to her own devices. So of course I can understand why she wants to be the strongest. She wants to be the strongest to survive, but sometimes she just damages herself along the way, or hinders herself along the way because she makes bad decisions. Because she haven't had people around to tell her what's good and bad, or what she should do and what she should not do. She hasn't been having that positive environmental influence. But I will say she's good, even though she was a bully. Bullies can still become, like, you guys know what I mean. She's like, sort of like Deadpool. Like, if the best way to describe her. So, she does bad things, like Deadpool. He kills people, but she's still good, sort of. But is that something in between, or if it's definitely good? I'm not that far in stories, so I wouldn't know. I'm guessing she's going to be that in between all the time. Throughout our whole school history, possibly. Most likely, at least. So, let's see. I like her. She's sassy, and I do like her. So I would say she's definitely good, but she has a way of saying things that makes you look back for her, especially when she tries to communicate with just people that don't know her very well and stuff like that. And she did start off as a bully, but that can also be a defense mechanism. And now I'm going too much psychological into this, aren't I? Teacher brain has to shut off when I play these games, because that's all about those things sometimes. Yes. Anyway, I would say she's good. I'll go with my natural instinct. I hope that goes well. Marilla can be a little rough around the edges, but she's a good witch deep down. Yeah, that's... Why couldn't I form that sentence correctly instead of trying to make examples and trying to say what I actually mean? But yeah, that's basically what I mean about it. Like, she's rough. Really rough about the edges, but she's still good. She still wants to do well. And she still wants to feel loved. And we have seen that throughout the Christmas events, at least. Like, she's just happy that people would care about her. Though sometimes her tenacity about learning spells and such can sometimes come across as disinterested in other things. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good to know. I appreciate someone who has a thirst for knowledge like myself. Yes. I'm not saying anymore. Yes, knowledge, yes, I see. What can I do for you? I have got to prepare my next lecture. Then I will get right to the point. I've been assigned Professor McGonagall for my teacher appreciation presentation. The guest of honor herself. That's a big responsibility. I hope you can do McGonagall justice. That's why I'm here. I know you were Professor McGonagall's student before you joined the faculty, and wondered if you would be willing to talk to me about her. Right. I'll be happy to talk to you while I serve you the office. I'm trying to find what the Muggles call a, video game. There's a little break in continuity and time then, because I can see there's a lot of items here that should not be time-wise correct being in this room, but it's a game, I know, but I get the pun here, like we're playing the game and he's looking for a video game. I get it. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and ask your questions while I look. Oh, it's so sweet in this one, at least. So sweet. Brilliant. What can you tell me about Professor McGonagall as a teacher? He seems so sweet. He's a bit more jumpy in the movies, and in the start of books, a bit more nervousy, a little more jumpy. Here he's just really relaxed and cozied in, if you could call it like that. Just very cozy in his surroundings. So let's see here. Well, that's a blender. Hey, will your head blend, Mr. Quirrell? Listen. What should we listen to? There are so many objects here. I'm not sure if I will find what I'm looking for. Then we have lots of time to ask your question, yes? Even if she is upset with you, McGonagall looks out for her students. Yes, she never really gets mad. She gets disappointed, which is in the end very much worse. It's much worse to have a disappointed teacher than an angry teacher. Really is. Because a disappointed teacher actually shows that they do care about you. No matter the situation. An angry teacher doesn't necessarily care about you. But one who's disappointed thinks highly of you than what you have done. Let's see here. What's Professor McGonagall's what was favorite teacher? Professor McGonagall was easy to respect as a teacher, as she demanded it. Indeed. What surprised you about your professor? Professor McGonagall has a thirst for knowledge that still inspires me. Yes, of course. Oh, it is a rubber ducky in the little glass bottle. There we go. Let's go over here. These Muggle artifacts. These Muggle artifacts are so odd. I find myself distracted and everything else. Yes, they are very distracting. Do we actually have anything over here? What's over in the other glass one? Is that like a Oh, it's a pizza slicer! I was about to say if it was a layer cake knife, but it looks like a pizza slicer. The little wheelie one, round wheelie ones, and then the handle. It looks like a pizza slicer to me. What does it look like to you? I do not know. Professor McGonagall was one of my most strict teachers. Oh yeah, because is he the same age as Severus Snape? So I'm guessing there was a lot of new blood of teachers, because McGonagall is of a certain age. So is Dumbledore. I don't know with Professor Sprout how she is compared to McGonagall. Very interesting. McGonagall is very brave. She was also a Gryffindor, as far as I remember. There's so many objects in here. Oh, he was starting to circle. Okay. My favorite teacher. We are also circling with our character. Professor McGonagall is quite kind. Ah, we're not circling him with him yet. Yeah, she looks off us too. No, we're just circling. Okay, so which one is the biggest one? It's this one. It's very easy because she demanded respect. Yes, yes, indeed. Yes, this one. Professor McGonagall has a thirst for knowledge that still inspires me. Yes. That's a good one to end off on, of course. The truth is, McGonagall is a wise and well-versed teacher. Even as a student, I admired her bravery in standing up to he should not have been named. He who must not be named, rather. Of course. But she also helped me personally. How so? I was bullied as a student, but Professor McGonagall helped me to understand the knowledge of power. And by seeking it out, I could become stronger. And that's a part of the reason why I'm a teacher today. Aww. It's nice to get a little insight to him before the first movie. I don't know if this is going to be completely canon to like the stories and such, but it's nice to actually get to know characters that you are not really going to know a lot about. In example-wise, if you watch the movies, you don't get to know much about the example-wise the Bobaden teachers either. Madame Maxine, you don't get to know that much about either. So it's nice to have these little events where you get a bit more input in a different character's mindset and knowledge build and just overall demeanor. That's actually interesting. How inspiring. But what's your favorite quality about the professor? She's stern, but also caring. She took the time to help me. Well, that's so adorable. And I also related to her because we both had a parent who was a Muggle. Oh, so she's only half? I didn't know. I thought she was full-blooded. But oh well. Then it must have been her mother who was a witch, because her mother acknowledged her power from a very young age because she was able to turn into a cat or something. Interesting. So I suppose I could say my favorite quality is her humanity. Oh, that's so sincere. Thank you, Professor. This has been very helpful. Alright then. Then I should get on with finding this video game. It runs on something called batteries. Can you imagine? No, but I hope to learn more someday. Maybe if I am lucky enough to take your class. I hope I'm still here. I intend to take a sabbatical and go on a grand tour searching for knowledge very soon. So this is prior to the event that made him fidgety and such in the first movie / book. So we actually get an insight to how he was before he got this issue. As I was, it's kind of like, I'm not gonna spoil a movie if you haven't watched it, but he was not like this in the movie. Let's just, in the books, let's just say it like that. He was not this calm ever. Very, very fidgety, very nervous, very stammery. He certainly isn't it here. So that's kind of interesting to get that kind of insight. And where I'm going, they tend to wear a lot of hats. I have been trying this one out. Huh. What do you think? Do I strike you as a hat? Oh man, this is an inside joke. This is such an inside joke if you know the story. Oh man. What do you think? Do I strike you as a hat person? Well, it suits your scarf and your overall clothes, and if you're going somewhere that's cold, you should wear a hat. Definitely. A hat suits you. More dramatic the better. Yeah. Good to know. are quite fancy hats. One last thing, Professor. Do you perhaps know why Professor McGonagall is so interested in wizard chess? Well, she was quite the Quidditch fan when she was my teacher. Maybe she just enjoyed games. Oh, she's a childish soul in a teacher's body. Ah. Muggle or magic? That seems to be universal. Ah. Of course, you're right, Professor. And now I know exactly who to interview next. Madame Hooch! Oh, who got Hooch? Did Ben get Madame Hooch? That could have been... Or did Rowan do? Oh no, Rowan would probably have gotten Flitwick. I would, like, maybe. Or Ben would have gotten Flitwick because he's quite good at charms. Wonder who Rowan got. We'll just have to find out. If we meet Rowan in this event. Because it does seem like as the events actually becomes more and more massive, and your friend group becomes bigger and bigger, it seems to just pick a few to be in events with you, which is more manageable in some way, let's just put it like that, so that's nice. However, let's see here. Flying class is over. Meet me at the training grounds to talk. Okay. I think we might do that in the next one. And until next time... Wait a minute. Can we find the video game here? Actually. It's over there! Look, 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 look! It's over by... In the farthest corner, there is... Oh, they had Joy-Cons also. Oh, man. I remember these. I used to play flying games with them with my brother. Like the way the controls are held, as you can see, just the first away shelf, there's a little black machine with two small controllers with like a handle to them. They were really what you played back in the day when you were playing flying games and such. You were using those kind of Joy-Con controllers. And they really messed up with your wrists and stuff like that because it was, like, they were not the greatest. So I think I got carpal tunnel a couple times or something of the sort. I was actually, sometimes I couldn't remove my wrist because it was just so damaged from it. However, I think I'll be ending off here. And until next time, guys, take care and have a fantastic day.